Good morning, everyone. Welcome and thank you so much for being here. Today, the city of West Palm Beach takes a giant step toward addressing the issue of homelessness in our city. You know, the issue of homelessness is a concern for just about every city in the United States. It's a result of a variety of factors, whether it's mental illness, drug or alcohol addiction, or someone just being down in their luck. In West Palm Beach, homelessness over the last year is down almost 25% in our city, according to the latest point-in-time count. As we move forward, we must continue to address the issue of homelessness in a compassionate manner. We must always keep in mind that these are people who, and in many cases, families. The city of West Palm Beach has implemented a number of tactics to address the issue of homelessness in our city. We have a number of programs in place which are making a difference each and every day. When I was sworn in as mayor almost a year ago, I promised to tackle this issue and address it head on. Recently, we have taken some additional steps. At my recent State of the City address, I announced the 303 initiative. The purpose of this initiative is to build 300 affordable workforce housing units in our city in the next 3 years. I'm proud to say that we are well on our way to achieving that goal. Last month, we entered into a contract with Mental Health America to provide on-street access to mental health programs and services to homeless who may be suffering from mental illness. The goal, to meet the homeless who are mentally ill where they are, to get them the help that they need. Additionally, West Palm Beach Police are enforcing the laws and ordinances when it comes to aggressive on-street panhandling or staying in our parks beyond closing time. It's important for everyone in our city to have a good quality of life. Everyone should be able to enjoy our parks, our waterfront, and our other public spaces. I applaud the great work of our city's housing and community development and the West Palm Beach Police Department for their assistance in addressing this issue. Today, we are going to take our efforts to a whole new level. I'm so happy and proud to introduce to you Marcus Laws, who has accepted the position of Homeless Services Coordinator for the city of West Palm Beach. Now, this is a newly created position in the city's Housing and Community Development Department. Marcus will be responsible for the execution of that department's homeless initiatives. He will work closely with our community partners and stakeholders who have joined us hand in hand to address this issue. He will provide strategic guidance for resource allocation, establish community connections, and maximize our outreach efforts, and even more. Now, prior to joining the city, Marcus served as the Outreach and Engagement Housing First Supervisor at the Lord's Place, one of our partners. He has extensive experience as a counselor, housing coordinator, and psychiatric facility employee. Marcus earned his Bachelor of Science in Psychology and Criminal Justice from Western Carolina University in Cullowhee, North Carolina. He then earned his Master of Business Administration in Healthcare Management from Walden University in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I would now like to turn it over to Marcus so that he may go into more detail about his new position and his goals. Welcome, Marcus.
Good morning. I'd like to start off by thanking Mayor James and the City of West Palm Beach for allowing me the opportunity to take on this role in our fight against ending homelessness. I'm grateful for this opportunity. In the past few years, I've had an opportunity to work with some great agencies, some great individuals that are really dedicated to making sure that the underserved and the underprivileged populations within our communities receive the services that they deserve and are treated in a fair and common manner. The City of West Palm Beach is experiencing, like Mayor James said, a systemic issue that is across this country, trying to end homelessness, trying to address systematic issues that prevent us from having positive outcomes from those who are suffering. In the last year, this city has seen a reduction in homelessness, but we know that's just the beginning, so our focus is how can we go further and make this system work better for us and for those who actually need help. In my role, it's my goal to reach out to community agencies, businesses, and community members to resolve what we see as a shared concern. My focus is on building partnerships that produce positive outcomes, that produce outcomes related to mental and physical health services, increasing the affordability of workforce housing, and increasing economic development within communities that are underprivileged and underserved. I believe Mayor James's initiative down in the village in historic Northwest is one of those programs that is going to allow us to actually target those who are most in need and those who we have most concern for. As he mentioned, we also have partnerships with the Lord's Place and Mental Health America to address some of the issues on the street as they happen. We also have initiatives that we've begun with the City of West Palm Beach Police Department as well as the Fire Department to begin compassionate services for our first responders in dealing with the homeless population. So I'm here, and this is my call to action for any agency who is willing and who is prepared, that we all work together, that we find a common goal, and that we work towards that goal together without us being a burden to one another.
Now Marcus and I are happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay, so Mayor James, I'll kick us off right here. We're ready for WPB. I just want to understand, what do you think the biggest hurdle is going to be moving forward? And what are you expecting out of Marcus at this point?
Well, I think the biggest hurdle moving forward is just the expansion in that homelessness population. We continue to see folks come from other parts of the country and probably even the state. Now, we are pleased with the almost 25% reduction, but we are aware that being a city with a warm weather climate, and with the weather as it is in other parts of the country, that we may experience an increase. So we have to remain vigilant, and we have to continue to balance compassion with enforcement of our existing ordinances.
Thank you. And I have a quick follow-up to that. You mentioned resources there with your partners like the Lord's Place and Adopt a Family. Most of their beds are full, and with their beds being at capacity and no 24-hour shelter, how do you bridge that gap between resources and housing for those who are homeless and are bringing in a steady income?
Well, that's why we hired Marcus to work his magic. Marcus, do you want to speak to that? I mean, listen, it's a challenge, but I think we have some ideas.
Yeah, it definitely is a challenge. I think one of the first things that we look at is partnering with each agency so we do understand what their capacities are. After we can look at what their capacities are, then we can begin to talk to those on the streets. We look at roommate matching. We look at opportunities to move them into situations that would be better for them, whether that be in our community or outside of our community. So it's not that we're completely focused on everything that we can do, but we're also focused on every other available option, whether that be with us or whether it be elsewhere.
Now that you've taken this role, what is the first thing that you want to accomplish?
The first thing that I want to accomplish is I want to have each agency that is involved with homelessness issues to come together so we can be a collective. We already have the Homeless Housing Alliance. We already have a couple of initiatives that are going to bring these agencies together, but I want a targeted approach. I want all the agencies who provide healthcare services to provide targeted healthcare services and be able to make it a point where we don't have to struggle to get people involved in care. I want these systems to become low barrier, and I want us to look at the systematic steps that we need to take to make it or to reform what we're doing within the city of West Palm Beach.
With the closure of the Jerome Golden Center, do you think that's going to, have you guys seen impacts, or have you noticed any change?
Oh, yes, most definitely. There's a huge impact because we lost a great partner, and we lost the opportunity to provide sustainable mental health care for a lot of individuals. So the county did come together in an initiative to try and make sure that those folks were housed and continue to receive mental health services. I believe Legacy Behavioral Health took on some of those clients. South County Mental Health also took on some of those clients. And then we've worked with Southeast Florida Behavioral Network to make sure that they remain in housing. And we're still coordinating those efforts to make sure that everybody that was affected by that closing receives those services. But that also does lead us to an increase in seeing mental health symptoms on the street from the homeless population, and trying to bridge that gap.
Okay, and one more thing for me. You mentioned partnering, speaking with our homeless individuals here.
Yes.
Partnering with the resources that are already enact, like the Lord's Place, which you're familiar with.
Yes.
What about our local business owners here, as we're seeing more people come in and invest in downtown? Is that going to be a partner as well?
Yes, I'm very much hoping that we can partner with the business leaders in the community. I understand that we won't be effective if we don't have the community behind us, if we don't have the business leaders behind us, because these are going to be the movers and shakers. They're going to be able to let us know in real time what issues they're dealing with, so we're informed about how we can actually address it.
Anything else?
I do.
Yes.
You say that you want to take a compassionate approach in handling the homelessness system. How do you plan to enact that ideology with the residents of West Palm Beach?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
So, as you know, there are, people who have like higher, income in comparison to lower income. Like, how do you expect people, say, like, on the island or who live in like these areas, how do you expect them to care about this?
Well, we can't reach into someone's heart and get them to change their heart, but I think you would be surprised at how much compassion is already out there. And I think our job is to show citizens from throughout our city that we are doing everything we can to protect a certain quality of life to which they are entitled, but also balancing that with a compassionate matching of homeless situation to resources. Our job is not to convince others that this is a job that we should do. We know it's a job that we should do, and we lead by example. Thank you.
One more question.
24% is a huge success. Where do we stand with the 3 in 300 campaign right now?
How many do we have up? I think we'll have numbers on that next week. Yes, but we are making progress. I think we have a couple of projects that are either planning to come out of the ground very soon. So I don't have specific numbers. We'll have those for you next week.
We'll have 87 next week.
Yep.
We're doing a ribbon cutting.
All right, we'll have 87 next week. We're doing a ribbon cutting.
Okay,
I got a great staff, yes.
87 new,
Units,
Okay.
affordable/workforce housing.
Quick, just because do you see more positions like Marcus's coming about and making the team almost instead of just his position as coordinator, or?
Well, I think Marcus certainly has a full plate, but Marcus is capable of handling that, and he's our point person when it comes to this. He'll identify whether he has more needs, but I think what he's told you is that we are collaborating with other agencies around the county. So this is not meant for West Palm Beach to say that we in West Palm Beach are going to solve all the homelessness problems. This is a team effort. Homelessness is not a West Palm Beach problem. It's not a Palm Beach County problem. It's a national problem. So it does require a collaborative team effort, and that's what Marcus will be spearheading that on the city's part. Okay, thank you all. Do you have one more question?
One more question, yes. Regarding, are there not ordinances in certain counties that allow businesses to deal with like homeless as they see fit? Like, are you going to do anything about that?
Am I going to do anything about what?
Like, there are certain, like, I know in 2017, Field of Greens over on Clematis had the right to take homeless people, like, allow them to, like, move off, and because there were students from Palm Beach Atlantic that wanted to have them dine with them, and Field of Greens reserved the right to request that they not do so.
I can't speak to that specific instance. I do know that Marcus, working along with our police, we are going to enforce our ordinances to the best of our ability. So I can't speak to the specific instance at Field of Greens. Okay? Thank you all very much. We appreciate your time and attention. All right, good job.